We're feeling the groove. Known as Home Wizards, as we love to help improve your life, improve your home. Cindy Dole here. My buddy Eric Stromer, he had to take off and get on a plane, so we're doing the show solo here with the rest that we have remaining as we're talking about what's cool, what's sustainable, what is pure energy. That's all things Dwell. We're at the Dwell and Design event in Los Angeles, and we're finding some really cool things, some really neat things, and ways to really enhance where you live in affordable ways and in innovative ways. And with us are a couple people who are all about being innovative. We have Zem Joaquin, who has put together this thing. Well, you're tied to EcoFabulous. You are a green consultant, if you will, right?
Right. Well, I'm the founder of EcoFabulous.
Founder of EcoFabulous.
Yeah, and I'm eBay's eco expert, and I work with lots of companies to make sure that they're as sustainable as they are stylish.
Good, good. And also we have with us builder Steve Glenn, who has been working with Zem, right, on building what is a home in the middle of this convention center?
To be fair, I'd say I'm working with him since he built the house, and then I just made it gorgeous inside.
Yes, Living Homes makes prefabricated, sustainably designed homes, and we're showing our first low-cost home. It's called the C6. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's $179,000 for 1,232 square feet. And EcoFabulous and Kimberly Ryder, who's an interior designer they work with, did an incredible job just making it look beautiful, picking finishes and fixtures and wall adornments that really are completely appropriate for the home, based both on the design and the sustainability program that they offer.
And the neat thing is that about a day or so ago, you didn't have this home. I mean, you guys put this together in like 48 hours?
Well, I was saying I thought the most interesting thing is that he put the house together in 4 hours.
4 hours.
And then it took me 2 days to do the interiors. So.
Yeah, it took 4 hours to put it together.
That's still
and like 2 days to finish it up, and then it took them a couple days. Although those are long days.
Well, those are shopping. There's shopping to do.
Yes.
But when you're putting a house together in 4 hours, I mean, it's like it's already been assembled in the factory, and you're just now snapping it together, or
exactly.
Describe what you're doing.
So the advantages of prefabricated homes are several. One, you're working off-site, so as you're working on the foundation, you're also able to build the home. Right? Normally, when you do a site-built home, you have to do the foundation work first, and only then, when you're done with the foundation, can you frame it and do the electrical and plumbing and all that fun stuff. With prefab, as you're working on the foundation, you're working on the home off-site. Yeah. So we're able to build a home in a third of the time that it takes to build a site-built home. And you get a higher quality home because you're in a controlled environment, no weather issues. You're dealing with 9 to 5 folks as opposed to a number of subs that have to be coordinated. Right. And it's generally less expensive too, because you're able to do it in much less time, and you're dealing with people who again work for the factory as opposed to a number of subs, so it's less to coordinate. And then there's much less waste. Actually, building a home off-site, 30-40% of your materials end up in landfill. It's extremely wasteful versus 2 to 10% for prefab, for waste for prefab.
Yeah, and the thing I love most about this house, besides the fact that it's affordable, is the fact that it's a LEED Platinum home. And that's incredible. It's so rare. And you even if you're going to get a LEED Platinum home, you're not going to get something that's that gorgeous. But this is the first, right?
Well, first production home. So just so in case people aren't familiar, so LEED stands for Leadership in Environmental and Energy Design. It's a green building certification program. It's administered by the nonprofit United States Green Building Council, and you get points that make your home, or your building actually, they have programs for commercial, schools, and homes, more energy efficient, water efficient, resource efficient, better indoor air quality, and based on those points, you can get certified silver or gold or platinum. The first home we ever built, which was in 2006, actually my home in Santa Monica, is the first ever certified platinum. Actually, Monday we announced that we had 3 more homes certified platinum, so we've now done 12, which is more than almost anyone out there. And this, we think, is the first production home, which is to say home you can kind of buy off the shelf, designed for LEED Platinum certification.
So you are a builder. If we wanted to have an environmentally friendly home, a sustainable home, but also an affordable home, is it less expensive to go this modular prefab home route than to retrofit our existing home? Because there's a big movement out there right now to make tweaks to our existing home.
That's a really good question, because I love remodels. So I'll let him.
Well,
Yeah,
let's-
we'll both give perspectives.
And we're gonna get out of our gloves and working out.
Oh, no, actually,
No, I think
I'm
we
sure
probably-
we're going to agree on the same thing,
Good.
which is the most responsible thing you can do is an existing home, for sure. If
Right.
you have an existing property, it is best to use that property, and the most important thing to do is to make it as energy efficient as possible. And
Absolutely.
that one's doable. It is not.
For example, give some ideas.
So there are kind of two
Insulation.
parts to the energy problem. One
Yeah.
is to reduce the energy you need,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other is to sustainably or responsibly create the energy. So let's talk about both. Reducing the energy means insulating it as much as possible. So that means insulating the walls, insulating the roof. Actually, that's the most important area because heat rises.
Mm-hmm.
You want that insulated as much as possible. Windows, big issue, particularly in old homes. Maybe they're single pane as opposed to double pane, low E.
Yeah.
So windows, you can get a big hit. Lighting. There's now great LED lights you can buy from Home Depot that are both stylish, great light, dimmable, no mercury.
Thermostats, programmable thermostat.
Like from
Like
Nest, the learning thermostat. So these are all things Energy Star appliances. And oh, by the
Sure.
way, there are tax credits you can get
Uh-huh.
for buying Energy Star, at least in California, and doing some of
Sure.
these energy upgrades. All right, so that's going to reduce the power you need. And then you photovoltaics or solar panels to create the power you need. And there are many companies that are offering that for free.
Right.
Basically, you pay no money.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, what happens is they do a long-term deal for you
Well,
to
you lease it.
sell you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what
power.
we're doing in our home, where we basically are our own utility, where we're
Right.
leasing,
Exactly.
and you aren't having to pay that $50,000 up front for solar
Exactly.
panels.
Right.
But besides that, I mean, those things, solar panels are expensive. But I mean, in terms of just retrofitting your home to make it green, you have the green audit and so forth, but you instead get what you have, creating one of these beautiful, eco-fabulous modular prefab homes. I mean, it sounds like what you've done here is less expensive.
In many
For
cases,
120
I would say, I mean, I'll speak to that because in many
Yeah.
cases it's much less expensive. But the house I did last year was 520 square feet, and it was the same price as this 1,232 square foot.
Uh-huh.
So it really depends on what you're looking at, what the
Exactly.
materials are, and also how efficient they are. So, I mean, it does vary the same way as a remodel. So you can use inexpensive finishes or you can use really expensive finishes, and I love mixing. So I'm a big fan of finding something that's your statement piece. Like in this home, we used for the chairs are from eBay, but they're expensive chairs. Those were $3,000.
Do you know anybody at eBay? You have some good contacts?
One or two.
I got a deal there. No, but it was $3,000 for those chairs, but the table was $125 on eBay.
Uh-huh.
So and then you just figure out what your search terms are, and you figure out what you need. But what I'm saying is you can mix. So they're statement pieces. I love the FSC certified wallpaper that we chose for their house. I think it's unbelievable.
Now, what's that?
It's a company called Porter's. Here it's called Sydney Harbor
sure.
Paints.
Uh-huh.
And I also love in the bedroom, we did a non-VOC chalkboard paint, but it's like this bright persimmon color. It's fantastic. And then I had my dad actually draw the picture on it. And it's
Very
really
cool.
cool.
Super cool.
What did he draw?
Yeah.
He drew these little elves, mushroom elves that I wanted from a storybook that I had shown him.
How cute.
Yeah, it
I
was
love
really cool.
chalkboard paint, but low VOC?
Non-VOC.
Non.
You need to see all the
Zero,
colors.
zero.
And they have turquoise and they have lime green and you can basically get any color from them.
Sounds scrumptious.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
So we can do this regardless of what our budget might be, right? It
Yeah,
sounds
and the key thing is budget. What are your objectives? Again,
Yeah,
existing
that's it,
spaces,
yeah.
renovating existing spaces. Like that's the most responsible thing to do. Period.
Yeah.
However, it's not always practical given maybe what your lifestyle, your family
Mm-hmm.
situation is. I mean, fact of the matter is, you may be living in a home, for example, with 2 bedrooms, and
You're downsizing.
You've got or you've got 4 kids, or
Yeah.
maybe the in-laws are moving in.
Right.
So it's not always the case that you can do an easy renovation.
Right.
So I'm saying it's kind of budget meets living program. Like that
Right.
dictates what you
And my
do.
house is all, I have an original 1965 house that I completely retrofitted and I remodeled every single inch of it. But what I did was I did things like you need to think about your flooring. So everywhere I could keep the original wood flooring, I did. And then in the bedrooms, I didn't want this old carpet that was still probably off-gassing and also was harboring dust mites. And so what I did was I put in cork flooring. And it's a beautiful plank flooring. And actually, I was really impressed because the cork flooring I had was 7 years ago, and it was very expensive. And they have this incredible plank flooring that you got at Home Depot, Steve. I mean, it's incredible how the prices have come down, because I remember people
Right.
would always say, well, it's so expensive to go green, and actually it's not anymore. You don't have those same barriers. And it's beautiful, at least as beautiful. Like, we have environment furniture throughout the house, and that's made out of recycled peroba wood, and it's got these army tents as the fabric.
Oh, how fun.
And so it's super durable. It's already been out there for, 60 years. It's really incredible. And then, obviously we did, one of the things I love is the lighting is rejuvenation lighting. And it's such a cool thing and you can do that as a remodel, and you can get appropriate lighting because they have all different
Wait,
periods.
it's rejuvenating us?
Well, yes, actually, it feels
Go in the
rejuvenating.
house, absolutely.
Yeah, you need some.
It's a living home.
It is.
See? Anti-aging, I love that.
Why do you think we call it that?
One thing we should mention, actually, the thing that makes us even more like-minded is the fact that we're both big believers in cradle-to-cradle philosophy.
Yes.
And he has been following cradle-to-cradle principles in the design, as do I in all of the furniture choices. So wherever there is a cradle-to-cradle product certified product, I'm going to choose it. And and basically that means that you're thinking about where things come from and
The
where they're
destiny
going
of
to
it.
know.
Quickly, we want to get the websites out, livinghomes.net
Correct.
and ecofabulous.com.
That's right.
And we can go to both websites, I'm guessing, to get ideas on how to basically explore this journey.
Absolutely.
And what it means to us, right?
And this house that's here this year will be online, and you can see it'll be
Check the pictures.
ecofabulous.com/living homes, and you can see all of
See,
you can see everything in the house,
ideas.
where to get it,
Okay.
why it's fabulous.
Love it. All right.
And come
well, coming
visit
up,
us here.
All right. Coming
Yeah.
up, we have more fun to talk about here. Home Wizards, Cindy Dole. Check us out. The website is yourhomewizards.com, and we have more to explore together in just a moment.
Go out and see what you can find.